Okay, Shalom Akim, Kahalar Imla, Yahawah Yahawashi, and double honest to greatness and apostles. Yahawah Yahawashi for the strength in order to make this video. And Yahawah they also edified, built up, and of course exhorted, which means to encourage. But Yahawah probably gonna make this one a little quick one. Could be 15-20 minutes. Some times of the essence here. But as brother say, man, there's always something that you gotta deal with. But as I named the video, as I named it, once Yahawah Yahawashi, or once Yahawah and Yahawashi are feared, Israel will be reverenced. Which reverence means having a deep level of respect for someone, or something. That's what reverence means. Because right now, really, what gave me the idea is just something simple that I saw of what's it called? I think the Brit Awards. There was a clip on YouTube. There was this YouTuber called KSI. Probably brothers in the UK probably know him. One of the entertainers of the UK, you can call him, or even entertainers of the world, man. He was in the Brit Awards. And then there was this guy called Bruno, which he's a fruit. I'll describe him as a fruity type of guy. You know what I mean when I say fruity type of guy. And the way he was treating him, he was moving like he was his handler, man. Which we know, especially with the with the Diddy situation. That type of stuff can happen, man. Where Jake will have their handlers, whether it be Jake handling Jake or a heathen that's handling Jake as well, man. Because you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. And I was just thinking, Jake be taken on seriously, man. Even in a general sense with the culture of so-called Negroes, even so-called Latinos as well. Jake just be taken on seriously, man, because the standards that we live up to are low. We don't have our power. Well, we don't operate as though we have our power, because the fact that we do things as the heathen do their things as well, which means we follow the ways of the heathens. I'm talking really specifically about the 2/3 of Israel, man, which Yahawah, those are the ones. I'm saying Yahawah, but the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, the 2/3 are the wicked ones of whom are disobedience to Yahawah, man. They operate in a heathen manner. Now, the fact that they operated in a heathen manner as well, they started to lower their standards, man. What's that saying? When one bad apple's in the mist, or the apples start to get corrupted, either that or, if there's one good apple, that can be a good influence upon the bad apples. But, each case, it depends on the Most High's will, in a real life scenario. But not typically the bad apple infects the good apples, man, the good group. So what I'm trying to say with that is the fact that I was actually onto something. I don't know, sometimes, the thought just, it goes away from the head. But the point is, Jake is in that wicked state right now, man. But let me read this precept on Yahawah. I'll probably get my point back eventually too. Yahawah, man, which means Yahawah willing. So Ezekiel 36 and verse 22. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, the Most High, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake. That's Yahawah. That's the name of God. The world ignorantly calls him God, but his real name in the ancient Hebrew is Yahawah. And it says here, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. So, of course, they brought down that status of the name of Yahawah, in front of the heathens, man. I remember Jake was scattered all across the world, to these different nations. And, of course, as they're scattered, they've been, I'm going to bring out the definition as well of profane. But prior to bringing out that definition, I said the Israelites were scattered, across the other nations. So don't think that just because we say that the Hebrew Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, the Hispanics, Native American Indians, just because we say that doesn't mean that in the predominant regions, that's just where they are. No, we've been scattered everywhere, man. We've got Jake in the UK, you've got Israelites in France, you've got Israelites in, Belgium, Germany, wherever, China, Taiwan as well, from the littlest countries. to the biggest ones, man. But we're scattered everywhere. We're scattered everywhere. So let me show you the precept that's linked to that. So this is Deuteronomy 4 and verse 26, and it's part of the curses as well. Deuteronomy 4 and 26. Hold on. Actually, verse 27. Deuteronomy 4 and 27. And the Lord Yahawah shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord Yahawah shall lead you. Verse 28. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. So, of course, it's part of the curses where, part of the punishment as well, where we're just going to be scattered across the world, the earth, at these different nations, away from our original land as a punishment. And, of course, the Most High will then make us, to be given into the illusion of serving idols, man. Hence why right now our people are in that very glazed state where they can't see nothing. Again, part of the curses, man. That's Deuteronomy 28 and 29. I'll get that one quickly as well. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and 29. And thou shalt grope at the noondays as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and be spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So, of course, there was going to be a season of time where Jet was just going to go from suffering to suffering, captivity to captivity, man. Just oppression upon oppression because of the fact that they were disobedient, man. But yeah, as I said in the beginning of the video, on Jake being in this very they've lowered their standards of living, man. Oh, now I remember the point. Thaudio share. I was talking about the way if a good apple enters into a group of bad apples, that can influence it, or if a bad apple gets into a group of good apples, that can also influence it as well. That's why it says in the scriptures about learn not the way of the heathen. But again, let me just focus on the point. The point really being is that Israelites, as they're scattered amongst these heathens, they're gonna get accustomed to the ways of the heathen. So it makes sense. See Israelites as a good apple, and they're then spread amongst the bad apples as well. Where the bad apples can be likened onto the other nations. Now let me get this precept quickly. Because you gotta remember this, man. The Most High don't call them spittle or spit or compares them to spit for no reason. There's a reason why he mentions them. Because they'll be the ones of whom would then corrupt us to go against the Most High. Which again, all in all, holistically, it's all a learning process. But we had to go through it to get that understanding. When you gotta experience something first before you really understand why, okay, this shouldn't be done and this should not be done. That's what Israel's going through right now. Let me get Isaiah 40 and 15. It should be there. If not, classic one is the 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 56. Alright, so this is Isaiah 40 verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the hours as a very little thing. So that's the way the Most High Yahawah perceives these heathen nations. Now, if an Israelite was to take up the customs of the heathen nations, with that level of reasoning, you'll be able to know that, okay, so Israelites would now lower their standards from being clean, and of course separate from these other nations and serving Yahawah Yahawashi, which is obviously a way higher level of thinking, because this is our power here, our power source. But they then go a foolish way, a foolish path, in order to be like the heathens, which means logically they'll be reduced to the level of a heathen, to a level of spittle. A piece of water, a droplet of water that falls from a bucket, which is insignificant and worthless. So that's what happens when Israelites then go onto these customs of the heathen, and then when they go into the customs of the heathen, they become like them, which means they then reduce their own significance, man. because they act like the heathens, which is a foolish path, man. Remember, our laws are supposed to be wisdom for these other nations. That should be Deuteronomy 7 and let me just check it out. Should be Deuteronomy 7. Or is it? Actually, hold on. Okay, wait. Actually, no, it's Deuteronomy 4 as well. So this is Deuteronomy 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahawah my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation, Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, is a wise and understanding people. So when we then get scattered amongst the heathens, and then you get accustomed to their foolish ways, when originally your ways were actually the wisest path to take really in all existence. Amongst all the other nations, the wisest paths are derived from the Israelites, man. That's why the other nations would then come to us and say, damn, this is a wise and understanding people. I'm translating it into modern terms here. So realistically, Yaratazar, you get the point. The point is the good apples, when they then get sent to the bad apples, aka the heathen nations, they then get corrupted by them. That's the thing. Eventually, when they then get accustomed and then indoctrinated by all the bullshit that the heathen nations are then accustomed to, such as the idols that they worship, and the heathen nations, the idols are pretty much just worthless toys that the Most High has given them to play with. We actually serve the real power Yahawah. So anyways, where was that? Okay, Ezekiel 36. So Ezekiel 36 and verse, actually I said I was going to search up the, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do a part 2, man, because looking at the time, I need to go and then leave the house, man, and get down to business. Alright, so Ezekiel 36. Actually, hold on. Let me just search up the normal definition and then, get that clarity. So, the definition of profane. Let's get that, because we read in Ezekiel 36. I'll read it again. Ezekiel 36 and 22. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahawah power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither ye went. So of course, there's a certain, reverence, because I've used the word before, so I might as well use it again. There's a certain reverence or a certain power that comes with the name Yahawah, man. There's a certain status that comes with the name Yahawah. He's the ultimate being of all creation, man. So when his children, children of Israel, then profane his name, which we're going to get the definition right now. Profane means to treat something sacred with abuse, irreverence, which means a lack of respect or contempt. It says to debase by a wrong, unworthy, or vulgar use. So of course you reduce the status of something, you reduce the respect of something, by that's what profane means. So that's what it meant when it says, but mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. It says, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am the Lord Yahawah. Saith the Lord Yahawah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. Verse 24, for I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries. I will bring you into your own land. So of course, after all that shame and humiliation, I've got a few more precepts to bring on that as well. But yeah, I'll probably have to do it in the part 2 because of times of the essence here. So it says, I am the Lord Yahawah, save the Lord Yahawah power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. Verse 24, for I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. Because remember, I mentioned this, earlier on in the video in Deuteronomy 4 and verse 27, where we're going to be scattered amongst the nations and they will serve idols, wood and stone. So of course that right there is what Israelites are doing. You know that because evidently go to the churches, formerly when those of us in the truth, some of us came from Christianity when we were in the world, before we got awakened by the truth. Some of us went to churches, some of us went to mosques, some of us went in some other bullshit philosophies as well. So that's likened onto the wood and stone as well, man. All these different idols of which made us unclean and separated us even more from our power source, which is Yahawah and Yahawashi. He says, verse 25, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. See? Remember, we're supposed to be a wise and understanding people by following the ways of Yahawah and Yahawashi. We go to these heathen nations, it's like making a white garment dirty. That's what it's like when an Israelite takes up the customs of the heathens. It's like you drop from wisdom to foolishness. That's basically what's happening there. It says, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. Verse 26, a new heart is reference to the mind, also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh, man, to receive the laws, the commandments, and to also follow them, man. All according to the will of Yahawah and Yahawashi. All according to the will of Yahawah ultimately. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. See? So the Most High is going to have that program